In this chapter, you will learn how to fill out the Motion to Stop COLA form and the Affidavit in Support of Motion to Stop COLA form. A motion is a legal way to ask the court to do something and tell the court what you want. When you file a motion, you must also file an affidavit that explains why you are asking for something. We will discuss the affidavit later in this chapter. We will start with the motion to stop COLA. Every court document called a pleading has something called a caption, as seen on the screen. The caption includes the parties' names, county where the case is filed, judicial district, court file number, and the case type. The caption of the case always stays the same. For example, if you are the respondent, you will always be the respondent. It does not matter if you are the person filing the motion to stop COLA. The same is true if you are the petitioner. You will always be the petitioner. Fill out the caption of the motion to stop COLA the same way it is listed on your child support order. If you do not have a copy of your current child support order, you could contact court administration in the county where your case is filed to find out how to get a copy. Contact information for court administration in each county is available on the Minnesota Judicial Branch website at www.mncourts.gov and then select Find Courts at the top of the page. Start by filling out the county, judicial district, court file number, and case type. In our example, the case is filed in Blue Earth County, which is in the 5th Judicial District. If your child support order is from a divorce decree, then you can check the box for in re the marriage of at the top of the caption. If you were never married to the other party, these forms are still the correct forms to use, just don't check the box in re the marriage of. Next, fill in the names of the petitioner and respondent. The petitioner in this case is Wilma Flintstone. However, since the last time the parties were in court, Wilma has remarried and is now known as Wilma Rebel. If your name or the other party's name is changed, you can list the name as it is listed on the child support order and, as shown on the screen, also fill in NKA, which stands for Now Known As, followed by the current name. In our example, the respondent and the person filing this motion to stop COLA is Fred Flintstone. Be sure to also list the county attorney's office on the line marked Intervenor. The next section of the motion is the notice to the other parties on the case. There are spaces for information about the other party and the county attorney's office. Start by filling in the full name and address of the other party. If you do not have an address for the other party and do not have a way of finding out their address, then you may leave this blank. As mentioned in Chapter 1, you will need to fill out and file the request for county to serve papers if you do not know the address of the other party. This will be discussed more in Chapter 3. Next, fill in the information about the county attorney's office. You can address it to the county attorney's office. You do not need a name of a specific person. In our example, as shown on the screen, we have listed the Blue Earth County Attorney's Office as the name and filled in their address. This information can generally be found in your court order. If not, you can contact the Child Support Office and ask for that information. On the bottom half of the form where it says Notice, fill out where the hearing will take place. Keep in mind that the hearing may be in person or may be held remotely. You will need to call court administration in the county where your case is filed to get a hearing date and time, and find out if it will be in person or remote. Contact information for court administration in each county is available on the Minnesota Judicial Branch website at www.mncourts.gov. Click on Find Courts and then select your county. As explained at the beginning of this chapter, a motion is the legal way for you to tell the judicial officer what you want the court to do. In a motion to stop COLA, you are asking the court to stop the cost of living adjustment increase from going into effect. This request is already filled in for you in paragraph 1. You do not need to do anything else for paragraph 1 or for paragraph 2. In the section labeled Notice of Rights to the Other Party, notice is given to the other party about their rights and responsibilities for responding to your motion to stop COLA. There is also a section called Settlement. This tells the other party who to contact if they are interested in trying to come to an agreement with you. Fill in your name and telephone number in this section. Keep in mind that the county attorney will need to prove any agreement that you and the other party reach. On the last page of the motion to stop COLA, fill in your name, address, telephone number, and email address. You can leave the line marked Attorney for blank. You can sign and date the form now, or you can wait until you have completed the rest of your forms in the motion to stop COLA packet. We will now move on to the affidavit in support of motion to stop COLA. The affidavit is your statement of facts. It explains why you are asking for what you listed in your motion. The affidavit is your opportunity to explain to the judicial officer why the COLA increase should not be applied to your child support obligation. Fill in the caption of the affidavit form the same way you did on your motion to stop COLA. Then, on the line where it starts with I, fill in your name. For question 1, select if you are the petitioner or respondent. For question 2, fill in all the information about your current job if employed. If you are not working right now, fill in unemployed next to the name of the employer. For question 3, fill in the name of your previous employer and how long you worked at that job. In our example, Fred worked at Slate Rock and Gravel Company for 8 years before starting his current job at Bedrock Quarry. For question 4, list any other sources of income such as unemployment benefits, rental income, or income from side jobs. Fill in none if you do not have any additional sources of income. We will now fill out questions 5, 6, and 7. Paragraph 5 is very important. This statement should be the reason you are asking the court to stop the COLA increase. Paragraph 5 states, there has not been a sufficient cost of living or other increase in my income to allow for an adjustment in my child support. If paragraph 5 is not true, then you should not be using these forms, and you might want to talk to an attorney if you still want to file a motion to stop COLA. For paragraph 6, you are telling the court and the other parties that you are attaching and serving proof of your income for the last 3 years on the other party and the county attorney's office. We will talk about service in chapters 3 and 4. On the blank lines in paragraph 6, fill in the last 3 years, do not include the current year. In our example, Fred has filled in 2020, 2019, and 2018. You do not need to do anything for paragraph 7. At the end of the affidavit, fill in your name, address, telephone number, and email address. You are now ready to sign the affidavit under penalty of perjury. You should also fill in the date and county and state where you are when you sign the form. By signing under penalty of perjury, you are stating that the information in the document is true to the best of your knowledge. Perjury is the crime of intentionally lying or misrepresenting the truth, punishable by jail or other sanctions. This is the end of Chapter 2. Go to Chapter 3 to learn how to serve copies of your motion paperwork, including proof of income, on the other party in the county attorney's office. You will also learn how to fill out the affidavit of service form.